Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can download the Linux Mint ISO file and
It's India's slimmest smartphone of 2024. After seeing this, I'm convinced that
install it using virtual for Linux Mint. And the first link which will appear here will be of Linux Mint you can download. One is the Cinnamon edition, which looks like this. Other is the Mate edition, which looks like this. And then third one is the XFCE edition, which looks like this. We are going to download and install the Cinnamon edition. So just click on this button which says download under Cinnamon edition, and then when you scroll down a little you will see the download mirrors. So the first one here is the world mirror. I will recommend you to choose the mirror which is near to your location. So if you live in USA, just choose from one of these options. So I'm going to choose the first option, which is the world option for simplicity, but I will recommend you to download the ISO file from the nearest location from your location. So you can see it's around 2.8 GB file, so it will take some time to download. Once this file is downloaded, I've already downloaded this file, so let me cancel this. So once the file is downloaded, it's going to look like this: Linux Mint and then version, then cinnamon-64bit.iso file. So once you have this ISO file, we are ready to install it on our VirtualBox. So just open your VirtualBox and we are going to create a new virtual machine. So click on new button here and then just write Linux Mint here. And Linux Mint is not available in the versions here. So you can see when you type Linux Mint, you have the type selected Linux automatically, and automatically the version which is selected is Ubuntu 64-bit. The reason for that is the Linux Mint option is not available here. So you can see the Ubuntu option and the other options here you can see, but there is no Linux Mint option. So that's why we are going to choose the nearest version, which is Ubuntu 64-bit, and then click on next here. Now here you can choose the hardware, right? So generally what I do is, you can see there is, locate here FI, you can edit size. So I can memory, check this checkbox, our type or version, and then this settings. We can just do some more settings in this settings window for your virtual machine. In general section, you have these 4 tabs here. Go to the advanced tab and then click on shared clipboard. Here you can just choose bidirectional for shared clipboard and drag and drop. So this is going to allow you to copy from your Windows operating system to your Linux Mint operating system and vice versa, right? So this is for the shared clipboard, and you can also drag and drop files from host to your Linux Mint virtual machine. So just choose these two options as bidirectional. You have system. So here I have already chosen my memory and processors, but if you haven't chosen yours, you have the option to choose it now. So now I'm going to move it to display. I will leave everything as default here. In the storage, you have the option to provide the ISO file. So if you remember, we have downloaded this Linux Mint ISO file. So you can click on this empty option here under controller, and then click on this disk icon, and then click on the choose a disk file. So I'm going to click on choose a disk file, and then I'm going to just copy the path where my Linux Mint ISO file is located and then paste it here, and then select my ISO file for Linux Mint and then click on open, which is going to just set this ISO file for my virtual machine. So you can see this ISO file is set here. So now I can click on OK. And once all the settings are done, I can start my virtual machines, and then options Mint installation has been started. So here you have a few options, right? The first option is start Linux Mint Cinnamon 64-bit. You have the compatibility mode, you have the OEM install, and then test memory mode. So we are going to choose the first option, which is Linux Mint, the version Cinnamon 64-bit. Just press enter here. If you are on some other version, you can use your down or up arrow keys to move up or down, right? So choose the start Linux Mint, which is the first option here, which is going to start the Linux Mint on your virtual box. So you can see the Linux Mint virtual machine has been started. So now you can have the look and feel of your Linux Mint virtual machine. So you can see, you can click here, and then you can open the terminal from here, and you can open the folders or files from here, right? But the Linux Mint installation is not yet finished, right? So this is just for the look and feel. But here you can see the install Linux Mint option with the disk icon. So just click on this disk icon here, which is going to actually start the installation of Linux Mint on your virtual box. So because we haven't given any username or password to log into our Linux Mint, so is not yet the Linux Mint, which is delete, continue login, and you the Linux Mint virtual machine has been started. Once all the settings are Linux Mint Cinnamon 64-bit, you have the compatibility mode, you have the OEM install, and then test memory mode. So we are going to choose the first option, which is Linux Mint, the version Cinnamon 64-bit. Just press enter here. If you are on some other version, you can use your down or up arrow keys to move up or down, right? So choose the start Linux Mint, which is the first option here, which is going to start the Linux Mint on your virtual box. So you can see the Linux Mint virtual machine has been started. So now you can have the look and feel of your Linux Mint virtual machine. So you can see, you can click here, and then you can open the terminal from here, and you can open the folders or files from here, right? But the Linux Mint installation is not yet finished, right? So this is just for the look and feel. But here you can see the install Linux Mint option with the disk icon. So just click on this disk icon here, which is going to actually start the installation of Linux Mint on your virtual box. So because we haven't given any username or password to log into our Linux Mint, so these are the things we are going to do in the installation step. So first of all, you need to choose the language in the first step. I will choose English here, and then click on continue here. And then you can choose the keyboard layout, right? So in different countries, people use different default. Not going to do, you have this option, settings, name, and then give the password. So I'm going to, and now it's kind of virtual to insert guest Linux Mint's package at the end, which says click on start, and when your Linux installation of VirtualBox get that password and start, you will see this kind of VirtualBox window, the desktop size for Linux Mint virtual machine. And this you can do by clicking on device and then click on insert guest editions CD image. And after a few seconds you will see this kind of pop-up.
To turn on or disable the screen lock In Windows Mint, go to the Start menu or menu, then go to Settings. You can access the settings by going to Preferences, then scrolling down to System Settings, then go to the Screensaver, and in the lock settings, lock the computer after the screensaver starts, turn on, off, turn off, or disable it.
It's India's slimmest smartphone of 2024. After seeing this, I'm convinced that
and install it. You see the Linux Mint virtual machine has been started. So now you can have the look and feel of your Linux Mint virtual machine. So you can see, I will choose A. You have, it's just the option operating system. What would you like to do? It is disk and install Linux Mint, and then second option is do something else. Just leave this option which says it is disk and install Linux Mint. It's not going to delete your host operating system. It's just the option for your virtual box. So it's not going to do anything to your Windows operating system or any other host operating system which you are using. It's just the step. So don't worry about erasing anything. Just leave it as it is and then click on install now. And then you have this option. So write the changes to the disk. If you continue, the changes listed below will be written to the disk. So I will click on continue here. And now you can choose the location, right? So this is for the time settings and date settings.